What's up, Kris Krohn here. Today we're gonna be talking about how you find the best tenants, AKA how do you make the most money? Because I'm gonna tell you, you buy a piece of property and you want to make some good money, one choice of tenant makes you this much money, and another type of tenant makes you more than twice as much money. What's the difference? Well, that's what we're gonna cover in today's video.
One shot, now the future is yours. Go! I'm turning dreams into reality. Yeah, it's one shot, now the future is yours. Go!
Man, how time flies. Literally, I've been buying real estate as an investor for 20 years. I've made a lot of mistakes in the book because I'm responsible for over 6,500 purchases, over $2 billion worth of single family homes. And when I look back to my early days, that's when I made a lot of my mistakes. And a lot of that had to do with picking the wrong tenants. And in today's video, I'm like, wow, it took me a few homes to find the ultimate hack for the kind of tenants that make you the most money. So today I want to help you understand the fact that some tenants are a nightmare. They're going to destroy your property. You're going to have to pay a ton of money to get them fixed back up. Some of them will neurotically call you every day with, the picture frame is bent a little bit. Can you put it back for me? Or the toilet's plugged. I'm like, you plugged it. And so you have to deal with that when you don't know what you're doing. And the last thing you want to do is get in the game of real estate as an investor and rapidly become a don't wanter, because you don't know a few of the things that I'm going to share with you in the next 10 minutes that will save your bacon from a lot of stupid, dumb decisionry. So let's start with this idea of who do you actually want to rent your house to? There's an argument out there between single adults and families. Anyone that has spent time around children knows that they can be messy, they're mischievous, they're little chaotic entropy machines, right? It's like, they're like a whirlwind that passes through an area and makes everything worse. They are literally taking their muddy boots into the house and, they're coloring on walls. And by the way, if your parents, the parents of those kids don't fix those problems become your problems. So aside from local fraternity, most single adults are much easier on a rental property than a family with kids and pets. That's not necessarily where today's video ends, but I think they're making a valid point. Cool thing about singles is that you can just rent a room to them, and look at what that does to your financials. Let's say that you have a 3-bedroom property and it rents for $2,000 per month. If you instead rent out each room for $800 a month, you could earn $2,400 per month in total and run less risk of vacancy. And by the way, I've done this before, and I'm gonna tell you, this is a little hack for getting a lot more cash flow. But it's not the only hack out there, and there can be a downside with young single adults. Have you seen Breaking Bad? Like cooking up some meth in the basement?
I just want to see the basement. What's the big deal?
Yo, you ain't seen the basement. You got that?
I mean, singles can have this bad reputation, and there's HOAs out there who'll be like, nope, we will not allow you in the neighborhood. We do not want the look of your kind around here. No one wants to see their property treated poorly by tenants. And single people, and particularly young adults, have a bad reputation for treating their apartment poorly. But that's not necessarily the entire story. HOAleader.com, for example, says, hey, best practices before renting out your property, or hopefully before buying it, check the HOA ordinances to see who can rent your property. Many HOAs discourage and even prohibit renting rooms and any short-term rentals. And literally my director on the other side of the camera, he and his young buddies got kicked out of a neighborhood because the HOA said, we don't rent to your kind.
Who the hell said I got to like you?
Having had my share of bad tenants, I'm just gonna tell you right now, I have fallen in love with a particular strategy that has given me the really high cash flow, but it's also created a solution for a certain demographic of people. An often forgotten option for tenancy is rent to own. This is like a lease with an option to purchase. This is like, I'm gonna take a family, yes, with kids and pets, but I'm gonna put them into the home and I'm actually gonna help them buy this home with time. A program that you'll see becoming vastly more popular now that we've seen a shift in the economy, interest rates are high, and there's a lot of families that are literally out of luck and they're looking for a program. So check this out. Tenants are going to pay a part of their future down payment up front with each of the rent checks. They'll even also pay a higher rent. Whether or not the agreement is taken by a family or a single person who's subleasing to his friends, this agreement yields both increased cash flow and a sense of ownership so that the tenants take better care of the property. Quite literally, I make on average from a normal rental twice as much money when I do a lease option, plus I'm helping the family actually in time buy the home. And so I'm providing a service that frankly just isn't out there in the marketplace. So there are some options, and I got a free gift to show you exactly how to do a lease option the right way. The first 25 homes that I bought that made me financially free had elevated cash flow because of this rent-to-own program. I was pulling in personally over $12,000 a month, which was enough, frankly, for me right when I graduated to quit my job and never have to go to the workforce ever again. Like, real estate provided me the freedom to live life on my terms. And in the beginning, I had a lot of choices. Was I gonna flip real estate? Was I gonna wholesale? Was I gonna do rentals? And the whole story of how I did lease options, I wrote about in this book right here, The Straight Path to Real Estate Wealth. It's a guide for a version of real estate you do in your backyard that takes little to no money, and it's how you build a portfolio of homes, serving families in your community, putting them in those homes, helping them buy those homes, and done correctly, it's very profitable while providing a really meaningful service to them. So if you want to know how to get the best tenants in, I literally document all of that here in this book, and it's a gift from me to you. Click the link below. The link is going to ask you to cover the shipping on the book, but other than that, the entire book, full color itself, will be sent to you in the mail, and then you can digest and read the exact step-by-step system on how I turned $3,000 into $1.6 million with a six-figure residual income. And frankly, that system works just as well today as it did then. Get it? You know, every time you make a mistake in real estate, you get less of this. And so it's important to make sure that you're properly educated. There are 5 mistakes that most new investors make when it comes to landlording their own properties. And if you want to know what those 5 mistakes are so that you keep more of this, click this video and let me teach you.